Alright guys, today we're going to be doing an NFL draft team grade for every team. I'm going to do it on a tier list because I really just think that might be the easiest way to do it instead of just having the team over here and then me talking about it and giving them a grade down there. So I think if I just go into A through F in here, let's grade some NFL teams draft. And let's start it off with the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to give them a B tier. I like what they did this offseason. I mean, yes, they traded away A.J. Brown, but look what they got out of it. I think it was all right. I would give them like a B minus, but I really think it was an all right draft for me. And if I was the Tennessee Titans, I'd be feeling pretty good about where they're at. The Dolphins. This is a team who really didn't do much in the draft because, I mean, they didn't have a pick for a while. They didn't have a first rounder. I'm going to just give them C tier because they're so boring. I probably can't even think of one player they drafted, and I watched the first 2 days and a little bit of the third day. Jets. Oh, the Jets, you know where I'm putting them. Bing bong. If you know, like, the sign, you know. You know. But, yeah, the Jets had a great draft. I mean, let me just give you a couple names. Sauce Gardner. Garrett Wilson. Jermaine Johnson. Do you need any more evidence? Would you rather have those 3 guys or have Baker Mayfield? I mean, would you rather have those 3 guys or have one of them and have Deebo Samuel? I don't know. That's a tough pick for me. I would probably have to pick those 2 picks because they can be really good players, and I think Jermaine Johnson was the biggest steal of the draft, and I think that Kyle Hamilton was also one of the biggest steals of the draft. Bengals, you can't really. I like what they did this draft. I'm going to give them B tier because C tier, I actually like what they did, and C tier is more just like I don't really care how they did. Like the Dolphins, I don't really care. But I would say they actually had a better draft than the Titans because they didn't lose one of their star receivers. They still got T, they still got Tyler, and they still got Jamar. That is an elite receiving core. Alright, my webcam froze. I think it's back now. I kind of moved it around. Hopefully it looks a little bit better. But alright, we're on to the Browns, another team that just had a boring draft. But honestly, I think I think it was better than the Dolphins because I can actually name one of their players. Jaguars. I like what they're doing more than these 2. They're in the upper echelon of the B tier. I mean, let's look at Trayvon Walker, who I don't think was the best is going to be the best edge rusher, but he'll still be great. Lions had a great draft. They stole Jameson Williams and got the best player in the draft, in my opinion, which makes me want to put them in here. But once you got to like the 3rd through 7th round, kind of started to fall off. But just for Aiden Hutchinson, I'll put you guys up in here. Are we going to get a team who did we got a team who did a bad draft now. Alright, Vikings. First round was F, but then they started to come back. They probably would be here for day 2 or day 3. Day 2's here. Actually, day 2's here. So I'm going to just even it out and put them in D tier. I'm not going to put them in the F tier because, I mean, they did that Packers trade, which was pretty stupid of them. Giving an in-town rival. I'm going to give them F tier. I think they deserve it, honestly. D tier actually did not like their draft, but it doesn't even matter because they're probably going to let like 2 guys in the draft on their roster. So, yeah, that's just how the NFL works, I guess. You got the 49ers, another team with a boring draft, but you still got Deebo on the team, which makes me want to put up in here, but also makes me want to put you in there, so I'll just put you there. Deebo Samuel is just like that one guy who I don't want on their team, but without him, I don't think they'll even make the playoffs. Falcons. They got Desmond Ridder. They got Drake London, and that's why I'm going to put them in middle B. Because I don't know if you had to pick Desmond Ridder that high. Also, Malik Willis was on the board, who will be the best quarterback in this draft class in 5 years. Ravens, give me them. I think they actually had one of the best drafts ever. Kyle Hamilton and get rid of Marquise Brownlee. Okay, Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown. Let's talk about him for a second. Ravens fans, I know you didn't want to get rid of him. I mean, I could put this video of we hooping on the screen, but it has copyrighted music in there, so. But think about it. You got 2 first-round picks for Hollywood. That's a steal. I think the Cardinals had one of the worst drafts, and you guys had the best, in my opinion. So, thanks for making good decisions. The Bears, D tier, and it's not because I even hate them. It's because they just made they were making bad choices left and right in the first day, or second day, the first day they could draft. And then, I don't really know how they did because I didn't even look at any of their picks. I was just laughing at these guys. Cowboys, how them boys doing? They're doing all right. I'd give them C tier, upper C tier, like a C plus for these guys, because Tyler Smith. I mean, we really wanted Theodore. If we could have Kayvon on our team, Giants weren't going to trade us. Giants were not going to trade us that pick, so we had to accept Tyler Smith. Since Derek Stingley in the first round, that high, when Sauce was on here, and you guys needed everything, just for that, I'm going to give you guys D tier. And I don't think you were making the most sane decisions in the next round. It looked like Bill O'Brien had came back for the draft. I mean, I'm just saying. Bill O'Brien is not your head coach, right? Or your GM, right? All right, good. Lovie Smith, please don't be that bad. You got the Colts, who were really boring this year, so we're giving them right in the middle. Because that's where I put the boring teams. I don't think they made any bad decisions if I haven't heard about them. And they haven't made any good decisions if I haven't heard about them, so it's kind of hard. Rams, another boring team, but a team that was picking up the best player available, and I always like that. I'm giving them low B tier. I think I give them a B minus for their draft. And honestly, I think they could have gotten a little bit more. Chargers. Now, I actually just sat here for like 2 minutes thinking about this. Not bad, but I didn't like any of their picks. I mean, let's look at who they picked. Zion Johnson. Not terrible, but JT Woods. When I did my 3-round mock draft. Isaiah Spiller. I didn't even think he was a top 3 running back, and a lot of people had him in there. I mean, you got Austin Eckler, so why even get this guy? Raiders are boring, but they actually made a couple good picks. But they're up with the Cowboys in the upper C tier, and then the Bucs. I mean, actually no, they're gonna go in F tier. I really think they had a worse draft than all these guys. I was like, I don't think they're an F tier draft. They still got Jahan Dotson or whatever his name is, but they did not have a better draft, but I don't think they had as bad as a draft as the Vikings. Chiefs had a pretty good draft. I put them right in front of the Bengals. And I'd put them right in front of the Bengals about who's a better team right now as well. Which I know is a hot pick, or hot take, because they got rid of Tyron and Tyreek, but I really think that they didn't have the worst draft. So this is just draft, just so you know. So losing Tyron does not mean anything, even though it came out like 2 days after the draft, which matters for the Saints because, I mean, after draft day, I put them up here, but their draft, they got Chris Olave. Yeah, they're up there. They are up here. Chris Olave is going to scheme perfectly in these guys' defense. It's crazy. I mean, it's really just, I think they had one of the best drafts just by one pickup. It didn't matter. They were going to go in B tier, whoever they picked, because they picked up Chris Olave, who's literally going to work just as well as Michael Thomas for this team's offense. Giants, I hate to do it, but they were making good decisions. I mean, at least Kadarius Toney's making it difficult for these guys. The Cowboys still are making move, like they can do something with the Giants there, but I mean, they're at max still like a D tier team, so not worried, but making good decisions for once. Eagles also not worried, but making good decisions, picking up AJ Brown. I made a little video when AJ Brown signed here. It was my most popular video I've ever posted. So Steelers, you probably could have got Kenny in the second round, but I really like George Pickens and Kenny and Pickens. I think they make a B tier. I'm putting them just in front of the Titans because they made better overall picks after their quarterbacks, even though I would do that with their quarterbacks. But overall pick-wise, I would put them in front of them. Packers first round, defense. Packers first round offense. Packers second round, evening out. Packers going right next to the Cowboys. Neither of us had a bad draft. Neither of us had a good draft. We just kind of... Matt Corral actually could be a top 2 quarterback in this draft class. That's a real possibility, and y'all stole him. And you got Akeem Akudawa, however you say that guy's name. He's pretty good. I'd place you guys right in front of the Chiefs. I think that's a really good, I think that's a good place for you guys. Cardinals, team with the worst draft. We don't even need to talk about them. Wow, did they have a bad draft. I mean... Mark, is he worth a first rounder to you? And then DeAndre Hopkins the next day got busted for having PEDs. I mean, that's just unfortunate. But I as a fan of the Cardinals and Packers, fan of the Cowboys and Packers, it works for me because guess what? They were a competitor, and I am wishing for the downfall of my competitors. The Buffalo Bills. They're all right. They're all right. I like the safety pickup, and I really like having Josh Bell on their team. I put them right in front of the Rams because they might beat them in the Super Bowl this year. Well, I'm saying it. You got the we got the Seahawks. Who did they even draft in the first? How am I forgetting this? Who did they draft?
A few moments later.
Oh, it was Charles Cross. Yes, I liked that pick. I'm going to split the difference between these two teams. And the Patriots, who just had a strange draft because they drafted Cole Strange. Right now I want to give them F tier, but since they got Bill Belichick, who will probably turn all these guys into all pros, so I'll put them in this D tier just because they're going to turn into all pros. But I can't really say that now that I thought about it, so I'm going to give them F tier because you can't just say that they're going to be an all pro. And yeah, make one more look at our final tier list here, and then we're going to get to the outro. Alright guys, thanks for watching today's video. Tell me if you think there was anything wrong or right with my draft. I know there's going to be something because every time I make anything about the draft, there's always something I did wrong. So yeah, tell me what I did wrong, tell me what I did right, and be seeing you in the next one. Later.